everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Studio Pilates. My name's Hannah and today I want to take you through a mat-based workout that's really going to look to challenge your stamina and strength. So this is a really great workout if you're looking to improve your endurance. We're going to do several sets of reps of exercises, so we're really going to kind of build up that strength and that fatigue in those muscle groups. I hope you find it really beneficial. You will need some water for this one because you are going to sweat. I hope you enjoy it. So you're coming down onto your left hand side. Arm is just out underneath your head for some support for your neck. Making sure your feet are in front of you. So imagine you were standing. If your feet were behind you, you would fall forward. So feet are just in front of you. Hips are staying stacked one on top of the other. Ribs are staying in line with your hips. Pelvic floor engaged. Top hand can be in front for some support or on your hip if you want it there instead. Top leg comes up to hip height and we're starting with a little circle. So it's a nice slow controlled circle backwards and then taking it in the other direction. Keeping your chin lifted, core engaged. Okay, now we're going to make the circle bigger. So now the circle is bigger than a dinner plate. Keeping your hips stacked one on top of the other. Core engaged, think about where your ribs are. Taking it in the other direction. Final one. Okay, and holding it here, we're going to do a raise. Now, remember, don't let your pelvis move. Think about your pelvis staying nice and still as you raise. This little gap stays under your lower side. Core engaged. 3 more raises. 2 down. Final one. And holding that leg there, second set, so little circles. So we're going to do 3 sets, but if you need to, reduce the number in your third set or cut it out altogether if you need to. Keeping your form good is better than finishing all 3 sets. 2, 1, and big circles. Taking belly button to spine, pelvic floor engaged. Okay, and raises. 3, 2, 1. Holding it here. Third set, you're doing really well. Let's go. And the other direction. Keep going. You can do this. 2, 1, and big circles. 2, 1, and reverse. Core engaged, keeping everything nice and still. And raises. 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering that leg back down. Bring that leg down in front. Make sure you haven't rolled everything forward. Then you're going to point your toe to the floor and bring your heel up off the floor. Then from here you're just going to lift and lower. So we're doing a nice inner thigh raise, keeping your heel pointing at the ceiling. Two more. Okay, then you're going to point your toe to whatever is at the bottom of you, and then we're going to do it again. Final 2. And then bring that leg back down. Okay, from here, we're coming back onto our backs. So you're coming onto your back, thinking about that setup. So feet Knees and hips are in alignment. Rib to hip connection, little gap remains under that low back. Pelvic floor is on. From here, going to bring both legs into your tabletop position. Knees are over your hips, shins are parallel with the ceiling, and arms are coming up. So your palms are facing your knees. Check in with your shoulders, make sure they're not near your ears. Think about those shoulder blades just melting down your back, keeping that core engaged. You're going to imagine there's an elastic band from your right hand to your left knee and your left hand to your right knee. I'm going to take an inhale. I'm going to exhale. Stretch out that band and take your opposite arm and leg out to the front and back. Hold for an inhale and then exhale. Slowly, with control, bring them back to the middle, resisting that band on your way back in. So hold in the middle for an inhale. Exhale. Other side, really reaching that arm and leg out. Hold it there for an inhale. And then exhale. Slowly bring them back to the center. Hold in the middle. And then other side. Exhale. Stretching that arm up and away. So the lower you go with that arm and leg, the harder you make it. The higher you come, the easier you make it. So take it to where you feel comfortable. And back in. Just check in with that opposite arm and leg. Make sure they're staying still and not moving closer to your center to kind of compensate the other arm and leg moving away. Definitely become aware of my left arm just creeps in slightly as that right arm goes back. So I can now do something about that. Keep thinking belly button to spine, keep that rib to hip connection strong. Pelvic floor engaged. So you're inhaling to pause and exhaling as you move. So you're using the breath on the harder part of the movement, really resisting that elastic band as it wants to pin you back to the middle, stretching out through that arm and leg. Going to do 2 more to each side. Final 1 to each side. And then bring 1 leg down and 2 legs down and give yourself a full body stretch. And you're going to bring those legs back up, keeping your feet at hip distance apart, core engaged, arms are just gently resting on the floor, and we're going to do shoulder bridge. So we're taking an inhale at the bottom, and you're going to exhale. Tuck your pelvis and slowly, with control, roll up into your bridge. So when you get to the top, kind of in a ski slope position, weight is in your shoulders, not in your neck. I'm going to hold it here for an inhale, and then exhale. Slowly, with control, bringing yourself back down to the mat. Remember, your pelvis is stuck in a sling, can't come down until every other vertebrae is back on the floor. Tailbone comes back into neutral, rib to hip connection, holding it here for an inhale, and then exhale. Slowly rolling yourself back up into your bridge, holding at the top. This time we're going to do heel lifts. So we're going to lift both heels at the same time, pelvic floor on. So you're going to lift and lower, lift and lower. Now just check in with your pelvis, make sure your pelvis is staying in our kind of new neutral position, and you're not dropping down in the middle as you lift your heel. So you're keeping your pelvis lifted, keeping this new ski slope neutral position as you lift those heels. We're going to do 3 more heel lifts. 2, and final 1. Okay, heels back onto the floor, take an inhale, and then exhale, slowly, with control, mobilizing through each of those vertebrae one at a time. Keep that pelvis up for as long as you can. Rolling into your neutral, take an inhale, and then exhale. Slowly, with control, back up into your bridge. Remember, weights in your shoulders, not in your neck. And we're going to do our little heel lifts again. So if you found 2 heel lifts quite difficult, you could revert back to 1 heel lift at a time. So here we go. Lift and lower, keeping your ribs in line with your hips. Pelvis stays lifted. We've got 4 more to go. 2, and final 1. And bring those heels back to the floor. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Slowly, with control, bringing yourself back down to the mat. Okay. From here, you're going to bring your left leg up and over your right leg. Make sure your ankle bone isn't on your thigh. Either pushing your left knee from here, or interlace your fingers behind your right leg and push your left knee out with your left elbow, holding it there. Don't let that pelvis move out of neutral as you're stretching out through that IT. Push that knee out a little bit further, see if you can increase that stretch. Bringing both legs back to the floor. I'm going to do the other side, so right leg comes up and over. Check your ankle bone isn't on your thigh, either pushing that knee from here or interlacing your fingers behind that left leg and pushing out with your elbow, holding it there. Holding there a bit longer, to see if you can increase that stretch slightly. And then bringing both legs back to the floor, taking 1 and 2 out, giving yourself a full body stretch. Then you're going to bring your arms into the air, take an inhale, and then exhale. Tuck your chin and slowly lead yourself back up to sitting. Coming onto our other side of side kick now. So you're coming down onto your right hand side. Again, your arm is going to be underneath your head just to support your neck. Feet are in front of you, ribs in line with your hips, pelvic floor engaged. Top hand either on your hip or in front for some support. Top leg comes to hip height, and then we're just starting with that circle, keeping your chin lifted. And reverse. So we're on little circles at the moment. Nice slow, steady circles. Now we're going to big circles. So as you increase the size of your circle, just check in with that core connection. Make sure you're not letting your trunk move around. So you're Core is really stabilizing your whole body on this narrow edge of your body. And reverse. Okay, and raise it. So keeping that pelvis still. Remember, little gap remains under that low side. 2, 1, and holding it here, back into our little circles. And reverse. And then big circles. Final one, and the other way. So we're going to do a third set, but remember, if you need to, just reduce the number in your third set. So we're doing 6 of everything, or just cut it out, or cut out one of the exercises maybe. So core engaged, up to a raise. Really start to feel this in those glutes. 2, 1, hold it, and little circles. Final set, you're doing really well. And reverse. And big circles, pelvic floor on, core on, keeping your chin lifted. And the other way. We're nearly there. 2, 1, and raises. 2, 1, and then slowly lowering that leg back down, bringing that leg down in front. Point your toe to the floor, heel to the ceiling, and then we're going to lift that inner thigh. Four, 3, 2, and 1, and then pointing your toe to whatever is below you and raising. Final one, and then coming back up, and we're going to do a glute stretch next. So you're going to find your way into a box position, so wrists under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Then you're going to take your left leg out behind you, slide that leg over to the right hand side, and then just slide that leg back, make your way backwards. You should feel that stretch in your right hand side, holding it here, stretching your arms out in front, just relax down into that stretch. Holding there a little bit longer. And tucking your back toes, pushing yourself back up into your box position. We're going to do the other side. So right leg goes out, slide it over to the left hand side, and then just work your way backwards, arms out in front of you, holding that stretch. Holding there a little bit longer. And tucking that back toe, push yourself back, finding your way to sitting in a V shape. So legs are coming out into a V. You're going to take your left hand, palm up, and place it under your left knee. Turn your right shoulder away and then bring your right arm up and over so your fingertips are pointing towards your toes. You should feel this in your QL, which is in the bottom of your back. Holding it there. And then coming back up, and I'm going to do the other side. So right hand under your right knee, left shoulder away, up and over. And then bring that arm back up. And we're going to do it one more time. So left hand under your left knee, move that right shoulder away and then bring that arm up and over. And then bring that arm back up. And other side, so right hand under your right knee, left shoulder moves away. And then pointing your fingertips at your toes. And then coming back up to sitting. Thanks for joining me for my stamina and endurance workout today. I hope you found it beneficial. Check out my playlist for other videos you can do from wherever you are, whenever you like. Bye for now.